So today we're going to talk about sexual energy and specifically how to use your sexual energy, your turned on energy, to get more out of life, to get results. Not just to get great sex, which obviously that's what it can be used for, but to get great results in your business, to get great results in sales, to get great results in your art, in really going out and creating. Think about it. What is sexual energy? It's creative energy. It creates babies, which is absolutely amazing. But what if you took that energy and you channeled it into creating something else? There's this idea that people like David Deida talk about, and really been talked about long before he was even around, where you're literally fucking something into being. You're taking that sexual energy and you're fucking a business into being. You're fucking your art into being. You are creating life. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Pumping Iron, and I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't remember exactly how it went, said something to the effect of, I'm turned on all the time. I'm turned on when I'm curling. I'm turned on when I'm crossing the street. I'm turned on for life. And look how much he created in his life. Look how much he manifested. It's all about that turn on. You see, sexual energy is really sensual energy. It's creative energy. It's life force channeled through your body. When you take away all the shame, you take away all the shame, the guilt, and all that stuff around your sexual energy, you can let it flow freely. When you can let it flow freely, you can actually start channeling it into results besides sex. When you take it and put it into a business, this turn on for your business, this excitement for your business, the same as you'd be turned on for a girl you really like, imagine the results you get out of that business. When you take it and turn it and put it into art, like picture a really good musician. I have a friend, he's a client actually, he's an amazing guitar player. And in the scheme of guitar players, he hasn't been playing that long, but he's making a full-time career out of it, and he's doing really well because he's so good. And that has to do with the fact that he's so turned on when he plays that guitar. He takes that turn on, surrenders to the music, and it's like this sensual experience for him that gets expressed to the audience. It's the same thing when I used to dance. Years ago, when I used to do a lot of dancing, partner dancing, couple dancing, where I would dance with these beautiful women, I would get so turned on for the dance for me became art. And people became fascinated and came over and asked, how long have you been dancing? How did you guys learn to dance like that? Oh my God, that was so sexy. It's because we're taking that sexual or sensual energy and putting it into it. Now, it doesn't have to really be sexual in the creation. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger made all kinds of movies, and his turn on made amazing movies. That doesn't mean the movies felt like sex, right? It's the sensual energy that it's a creative life force. It makes you enjoy life more. Here at Fearless, we love to talk about that. The more that you love what you're doing, enjoy what you're doing, you're encouraged, acceptance, peace, love, you're feeling free inside around what you're working on, the faster you manifest, the faster you create. So if your body is literally turned on for what you're doing, then it's very easy to create. George Washington Carver once said, somebody had asked him, how did you figure out all the uses, medicinal uses for flowers? How did you figure out all the uses for peanuts? Because that's what he's famous for. And he said, it's easy. You love it so much, it reveals all its secrets. And that's the real key. When you fall in love with something, when you're turned on for it, when you're excited for it, and you can feel that excitement all the way through your body, well, imagine how much you can create. I'm sure you can all remember a time when you did that. Think back to something you really loved. You couldn't stop thinking about. You felt it in your body, didn't you? It wasn't a fantasy in your head like most people do. I'm going to create a business, and you're thinking about it all the time up here, and you're imagining it, but you're not feeling anything here through the core of your body, through turn on. And you wonder why it stays in fantasy. Now think about something that you did manifest well. You created well. Maybe you're a great musician. Maybe you created some great art. Maybe you started a business. Maybe you have a fantastic relationship. Whatever it was that you created, notice the feeling difference. It wasn't a fantasy up here anymore. It was something you felt through your body, through your heart, and through this part of your body. And this part is the part that manifests. That's the turn on. This is the part that falls in love with it, and then it drops it down into here. And so that's the process I'm talking about. So it's a very powerful process. It's one of the key missing elements, as my friend Ruan likes to say, in The Secret. Because The Secret talks about just focus on what you want, but the problem with focusing on what you want is if you're focusing on it out here and you're not feeling it viscerally through your body, and you're not surrendering to it, and you're not turned on by it, then it's going to be really hard to manifest. It's going to be really hard to create. Now, I'm going to throw out a caveat here. Some of you out there can't feel with your bodies well. I get students like this all the time. They're super stuck in their head. They're numbed out. They feel like a brick when you talk to them. They use a lot of drama, which is out here, to distract from feeling here. They avoid feeling in so many different ways. If that's the case, that has to be resolved for you to get the life you want. You have to get in relationship to your body, the vibrations in your body, and the vibration in the world out here. And when you hit resonance with an energy, the vibration that's in your body, you hit that resonance with the thing you want to create, watch how fast the right people, situations, and opportunities show up in your life. It's not always an easy process if you've been avoiding feeling your whole life. That's the hard part. But when you get there, when you really get there, it's so rewarding because life becomes turn on. Life becomes exciting. Life becomes fun. Life becomes what tantrics would call Layla, the divine game. It's this dance and play with life that is beautiful. And for those of you that are willing to do the work to develop sexual transmutation, it's also something Napoleon Hill talked about. Just notice, it might take some work, but when you get there, you're gonna have amazing lives. So I wanna talk about one other thing, is a lot of guys out there have masturbate a lot. They're looking for ways to distract themselves from the sexual energy. They're looking for ways not to feel it. As it starts to build in your body, because you're not used to it, it's like having a wire that's too small for the current that's going through it, and it starts to freak you out. You gotta find a way to get rid of it. This is the numbing, this is distracting, this is the going on Facebook all day, this is the going into drama, but this is also like stuff like going into one of the distractions. A common distraction with guys is porn. And the porn is also going to masturbate every day to drain some of that energy. But when you're draining that energy, let's say you're masturbating once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. I've met guys that masturbate even more than that. When they talk about it, it's like an addiction. What they're actually doing is draining off all their power that they could be putting into creativity. They could be putting into meeting an amazing woman. They could be putting into all kinds of amazing stuff that could change their life. So wouldn't it be awesome if you could learn to channel that energy, enjoy that energy, not want to like throw it away with a quick bout of masturbation, and use it to create something real in your physical world rather than a relationship with some pixels on a screen. So that's what we're talking about here. That's the power of this. Take all that energy that goes into those moments, no matter what you're doing, and put it into creation, the creation of something. Not just a baby, the creation of your dreams, of your business, of your art, of your relationship. And a baby too, if that's what you're up to. I want to invite you to learn more about this. And if this is something you're really interested in, make sure you click the link below, because we're going to be doing a webinar, and I'm going to be talking for at least an hour, maybe longer, on this topic. Real in-depth information, giving you stuff that you can actually go home and use to start transmuting your life, changing your relationship to it, creating the life of your dreams by changing your vibration, by changing the way you feel in your body. So again, make sure you click the link below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see your comments. Definitely give us a comment. Let me know what you want to know more about. And so remember, only the confident really live. See you in the next video. Say you've never played basketball and you get on that court for the first time, you're probably going to be all over the place, right? It's going to be a little messy. Then you got to learn to refine this. You got to learn to do this a little better. Big deal. And he said, well, I blew it. And I said, well, nobody can get any girl. And he said, well, Mystery can. And then he followed up and said, if I was really good, I could get any girl. And I want to tell you right now, that's utterly wrong. And it's the wrong mindset.